Are some okay uniforms. I'm not really usually fine.
Hey, we have no speakers.
Check one.
Restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cougar Soccer here tonight. We're getting a little bit started late due to Mother Nature not cooperating, as Indiana Wesleyan will come in and take on the Cougars. The Cougars stand 4-5-2 on the season. They're coached by Mitch Ellison. For the University or the Indiana Wesleyan University Wildcats, they're coached by Luke Sanford on the season. Indiana Wesleyan standing 0-2-1 on the season, 6-4 and 1 overall on the season for the Wildcats. Wildcats tonight will be dressed in their all red uniforms. They'll have white numbers. St. Francis will be in their striped white uniforms, and I believe that is blue numbers on those uniforms. We'll try our best to get those numbers right for you as the teams will take the field. Once again, my name is Ryan Dellinger. I'll be your host for tonight's big matchup here today at St. Francis. Teams are on the field. The officials are ready to go. Mother Nature not cooperating as a big lightning storm hit here about 6:30 and had to delay our match here from the University of St. Francis. Looks like Sam Schlegel with the ball to get started right at midfield. Knows Sam Schlegel very well. Played on my Little League team many years ago. And an outstanding athlete, could play any position on the baseball field for us. Didn't particularly like to pitch, but the rest of the places he could play. And there's the whistle, and we are ready to go. And the ball will be controlled and sent to the left side down. And with this wet turf that we have right now, it's going to sail out of bounds. Balls will skip through. You got to be really careful as a goalie, as these balls can get on top of you in a hurry and could cause some damage. We saw that as in soccer this week with high school, where the ball in the grass just took off. So Indiana Wesleyan will control on the left side. They'll send it towards midfield and taken away. A little faster game here tonight. Turf pretty slick. The Cougars and Indiana Wesleyan part of the Crossroads League. At this time, the Crossroads League leader this season is Spring Harbor. They're 9-3 overall, 3-0 in conference play. And there's a ball that will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in now for Indiana Wesleyan from the far side. And Indiana Wesleyan will continue to control there on the left side. There's a run. They'll do a little give and go action there now, and trying to break free is one of the Wildcats. He cannot, and the Cougars with a quick turnover trying to take defense to offense. Here's the ball shot down the right side. Can they stay on side? And a tackle there by the Wildcats, and it'll be a throw-in, and the flag is up on the far side. And the official's going to go over and have a quick talk with the two players on that far right side. Those two players will slap hands, and I believe it's going to be a free kick for the Cougars from the right side just outside of the box. And now the Cougars will bring up all but two players. Goalie yelling instructions out to his defense right in front of him. Here's the boot, left-footed kick. It'll sail through, headed out of there by the Wildcats, and they'll try to get their offense going once again. There is a ball shot towards the goalie, but he's right there and right on it for the Wildcats. Drew Glover with it, and he'll pass it to the left side now. They'll move it towards midfield, and a little pass to the left. Indiana Wesleyan doing a nice job of controlling it here. They'll go from left to right, and it's a giveaway. Glover will chest it there and control the ball, let it settle. Watch out here. Sam Schlegel right there. He almost took the ball away from the Wildcats' defensive player, Hernandez. Here's the ball that'll skip on that turf and cannot be saved in bounds, so the Cougars will grab the ball, and they'll be having a throw in on the far side. And they will stop and reverse it. And they'll go right in front of the goalie and head here to the near side with 41:52 to play here in our first half. And there's a ball sent out of bounds, that wet, slick ball. The Cougars were looking for number 15, Graham Denny. And Indiana Wesleyan will control, and you see the ball just move quickly across that wet turf once again. And once again, Indiana Wesleyan tries a little give and go, and it'll be a throw-in from the right side for Indiana Wesleyan. The official over there is going to stand right next to the guy that's going to throw it in. A little bit out of my view here, so I'll keep an eye on it here on the monitor. It'll be a throw-in for Indiana Wesleyan, taking their time. Here's the throw, and thrown all the way into the box, headed up and over the goalie, and out of bounds. And now we have a whistle, and it'll be a goal kick. The St. Francis Cougar goalie dressed in all black tonight. The Wildcats goalie in his chartreuse. Here's the ball sent out towards midfield. A little push there by the Cougars, and the ball turned over and goes back to the Wildcats as a couple players for each team get tangled up their legs. They weren't pushing around. They just got tangled up. One was trying to cross over the other one. Here's the ball down the side, across the face of the goal and over and out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the Cougars. Braden Kahn, the goalie tonight for St. Francis. Here's a quick throw in on the near side and sent towards Schlegel, but it'll deflect and go right to the Wildcats. Now the Cougars trying to steal the ball. Schlegel will come up with a loose ball, and he'll start it over. Can they stay on sides? Nice ball down the left side to the Cougars. He'll let it settle, and he'll turn towards the box, and now he'll get towards the baseline. Left footer kicked out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick now for the Cougars. We'll see who comes up to take it. I got to have a good eye here as the uniform is a bit difficult to see the numbers tonight for the Cougars with those stripes going across those blue numbers, or across those blue numbers. And we're going to lose our kicker here. There's a little bit of a wall down here. Cougs once again will bring up almost everybody. Here's a crosser, sent across, punched away by the goalie, and headed out of the box. by the Wildcats, and they look to turn defense into offense here. They'll stop and reverse and let their offensive players get back to over midfield. And now the Wildcats looking to try to get something going. Here's a ball headed forward, but no numbers back for the Wildcats. And the goalie will pick it up. His right-footed kick will go over midfield. Nice stop there by Indiana Wesleyan. They will once again control right at midfield. Here's the ball chipped up the right side for number 13. Can he get a shot off? Left foot. Went from right foot to left, but and it went out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. Number 13 there, Wes Williams, with an opportunity but could not get a shot off. I think they're going to send somebody over to take this corner kick. Or maybe, he's going to have to go get the ball himself. So the ball was lodged behind the play clock here at Darcy Stadium. And it looks like it could be number 11 to take this corner, Eddie Hernandez. Here's a kick, left foot, sails through, headed over, and right between the goalposts. 3 points if you were playing United States football. 37 minutes to play here in our first half. Schlegel chips it through, see if he can stay on sides, and he will. That's number 30 with the ball. He'll turn, take a quick shot to the far post. McClellan with the shot, but it sailed over the right post and out of bounds. And the goalie will get us started once again. Drew Glover with it. He'll kick it towards midfield, and the Wildcats will lose it, and the Cougars will have it. They'll come up the left side once again. McClellan on it. Hernandez will guard him. Nifty footwork there. He'll go around and send it towards there, and some more good defense by the Wildcats, and they'll clear it. And it'll come down about midfield to number 29, Mendonica. And a giveaway. Offsides, a flag up on the far side. I thought the flag was up. He did raise a flag, if I'm not mistaken. Waved it off. And a chance for the Cougars to score as the ball hit the side post. Ball will be cleared out to midfield, and then the Indiana Wesleyan will hit it off of one of the Cougars players, and they'll have a throw-in from the far side with 35 minutes to play in our first half. Hernandez with it. He'll come towards the near side to number 12, Quinsada. Over to Strasser. Back to Hernandez. And on the far side, and kicked away, whistle. We'll say a foul on the Cougars. The ball's back to the Wildcats. It'll be a free kick now. Long distance there, but they will send 2 players into the box. A lot of Cougar action today as the St. Francis Cougars men's football team. They were defeated 7-3 by the University of Concordia Ann Arbor earlier this afternoon, and a low scoring affair as that ball sent completely over everybody and out of bounds. And the Cougars with 2 straight losses. I don't know, I would like to see the last time that happened here at St. Francis. They're the 2-time defending national champions in football, and 2 straight losses for Coach Donnelly today. Or after today's loss, as the Cougars now trying to get some offense going on the far side. They did get a win today earlier this afternoon. Had the pleasure of calling the women's volleyball match as they took down the Taylor Trojans today in 4 sets. A very athletic, entertaining match. We had some extremely long rallies in that match, with each team probably getting 4 or 5 chances in each rally, and I believe one of them, each team had 8. So some tired bodies tonight for both teams. I know I talked to a mom after the game of one of the Trojans player, and she said that her daughter already said her back was killing her from all the back row playing and all the big hits tonight in the long rallies. So a big win for the Cougars. They're ranked number 18th in the country. They with the win today in volleyball, they snap a 2-game losing streak in the Crossroads League. And the Wildcats with the ball once again. Not many back there. They'll try to get through a couple players. It'll bounce off a Cougar and go right to a Wildcat. Left-footed shot, quick. And I think it went off the goalie. So it'll be a corner kick from the far right side. Number 9 will run over to take it. That's Strasser. So Strasser will take the corner with under 33 minutes to play. They'll have most of the players towards the far corner. Here's a crosser headed out of there, and it'll come right back to Strasser, and he may go right back at it. He will. And the goalie will punch it away, and far enough away that no Wildcat can get a hold of it, and they'll reset their offense. Here's a good lead pass, but taken away by the Cougars. They'll send it towards midfield. Schlegel will have it. He'll turn, fire it upfield. And they've got a guy coming down the left side. McClellan with the ball. He's got Hernandez back there with him again. He'll jump around him, send it to the far side, and can it stay there? It can for the Cougars, and they'll have a chance here. There's a ball in the box. Schlegel there over his head. I think he thought he was going to be offside, so he didn't play it, and the ball will roll out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. I believe in goal tonight for Indiana Wesleyan is 0, Andrew Wick. Wick will start the play and give it to number 15, Drew Glover. Glover will get a return pass. He was looking for a run right down the middle, but the Cougars took that away. There's a good ball to 29. Mendaka. Over to Glover. And Strasser with it once again. Here's a little give and go, and it deflects, and it'll go to the goalie. Wes Williams was the intended target there on the little give and go, but it ricocheted off a Coug and went right to the goalie. Hernandez, or that's not Hernandez on the play, but now the Cougars with the ball once again. They look to reverse. Strasser takes that away, and now they'll have to send it deep back into their own territory. And now a giveaway. See if the Wildcats try to go quick. Not much defense back there for the Cougars. So Williams will pick it up and throw it to some open space. And there's a quick kick. A shot by number 23 is taken away. Ragon on the kick, but it's taken away by the goalie. So the first shot of the night, a good shot, goes to the Wildcats. And there's a ball knocked out of bounds. It looks like it'll be a throw in for the Cougars. And they'll throw it in quickly on the far side. Schlegel over there battling with a couple Wildcats. It'll bounce out of bounds again, and Schlegel will pick it up and throw it in quickly. And Schlegel will send it towards the box. It deflects and goes right to another Coug. Here's a turn, a ball through, deflected to the goalie, and the Wildcats look to start their offense once again with 29 minutes to play here in our first half. Thank you for waiting tonight to join us here, as we had a big storm roll through right around 6:30, and lightning was in abundance for about a 45-minute period there, and we had to wait, but the officials right on it got us started in a good starting time right around 7:40 And looks like we'll be on time the rest of the way. The weather has cleared out until later this evening. So it'll be a Cougars throw in from the near side. And let's see a whistle here, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick now for the Cougars. See who's going to take this. A couple players standing right there for the Cougars. It's like number 4, Lopez, and number 30, McClellan, there that look like they could take this kick. The Cougars will send everybody to the far post. 3 Wildcats about 10 yards from the kicker. It's faked by Lopez. Here's a bending ball into the box, sent out, and the Cougars will let it roll out of bounds, and they'll have a throw in. McClellan to throw it in. Lopez goes back to his defensive spot now, and they'll give it up to maybe number 18, Condor. McClellan with it, some nifty footwork there, but too many Wildcats there. Here's a left-footed kick, and I believe it was out of bounds. A flag up here on the near side. The official right there to see that that ball was out. Williams will control it. And we're sent towards midfield. It'll bounce over everybody. And the Cougars will clear it into the stands as that was intended for number 15, Drew Glover. Strasser with it once again. He's got a player going down that left side. The player stopped, and Strasser thought he was going to continue to go. Kicked it out of bounds. Here's a ball that gets headed. It'll be controlled now by the Wildcats, and they'll try to get some offense going with 26 minutes here in our first half. And Cougars playing some good defense on that backside. A couple players collide at midfield. And then a ball comes to the near side, but with this wet turf, it just skips right through and out of bounds. That ball gets tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats, so it'll be a throw-in. And now the Wildcats try to go again, but it's taken away by the Cougars. Can they get something going here? Nope, the ball cannot get over the defense. They had a streaking player down the left side, number 10, Romo. McClellan with it once again. Can he get it to Schlegel? No, the goalie right there, Wick. Bang, bang play. And it goes to the Wildcats, and they are going to try to turn around and get going once again. Strasser with it now for the Wildcats. Has an open shot, takes it, goes through the goalpost once again, over the goalie's head, and it'll be a goal kick. Strasser saw a little bit of an opening there, went ahead and took the shot. Schlegel down the right side. He'll bend it so it stays in bounds, and there's a quick crosser. It'll come all the way to the near side and be controlled by the Cougars. McClellan will turn the corner, get around one player, take a quick shot. And Wick right there to stop it. Had a great angle on that ball. Scoring opportunities starting to happen now because both teams getting a little more aware of each team's defense. Now a chance for the Wildcats. It's taken away by the goalie. Braden Cohn doing a nice job there in the middle tonight for the Cougs. Headed forward and then chipped back by the Cougars, and they'll reset, let the ball come all the way back to their goalie. He'll send it to the near side. McClellan will kick it. And now a chance for the Cougars to get some players forward. We have a sub coming in at the next whistle. McClellan, can he stay on sides? I think he will. His left footer crosser in there, taken away by the Wildcats. Number 20 for the Hjelm will check in at the next dead ball for the Wildcats. No subs yet for the Cougars tonight. There's a good run, taken away and now controlled by the Wildcats, number 29. Mendaka with it. And cleared. Posada had it. And he'll send it now from the right side over to number 4, Oliveira. Oh, here comes a Wildcat chance once again in the middle. Quick shot and save by Cone, and there's the first goal of the night by, I believe it was number 10. We'll see who the goal went to. I'm pretty sure it was number 10. I believe the goal was to Conti. Make sure before I get the right number. It is Conti, number 10, at the 23:09 mark. So the Wildcats lead 1-0 here. Midway through our first half, they had a good scoring opportunity earlier. This time they were a little more patient when they got in that goal box area, and Conti got the loose ball. I thought another player was going to take a shot. Instead, he chipped it back to another wide open Conti, and he takes a shot and scores after Cone deflected a very good shot earlier in that. And now it'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats with 22 minutes to play here in our first half. And now Conti with the ball once again. He'll look up. He's got a player going right down the middle. 23 with it to the far post, and he'll hit the goal. Just inside the left upright, and it goes in for number 29 at the 21:44 mark. Wildcats score again. They lead 2-0. This ball sent down to the far side and controlled once again by the Wildcats. The assist on the last goal will go to Conti. It'll be a throw-in now for the Wildcats. They lead 2-0. 21 minutes to play here in our first half. Some good defense there by the Cougars. McClellan, he'll send it out of bounds and quickly thrown back in. Indiana Wesleyan looking to go quick here once again as they lead 2-0 on two quick goals. Less than 4 minutes apart as Schlegel will have it now on the left side. He'll send it back to McClellan. He'll turn, lose it to Conti, and now it'll go back to Schlegel. Watch out, here could be a giveaway once again. That had to hurt. The player stepped on the ball. Strasser with it now, looking for Mendaka once again. He'll turn and get cut off by the Cougars defender, and then he'll slip down and it'll roll out of bounds and it'll stay with the Wildcats. We're training them some new people tonight here on the Cougar Network as we training some new technician people tonight. She's doing a great job. You'll get to see her on the field this year for the Lady Cougars in softball. Evidently, she's got one heck of an arm. Okay, here's the ball once again just outside the box. A little give and go to Mendonca. He loses it. And I believe offsides is the call. Subs coming in now for Indiana Wesleyan. Number 8 standing at midfield. Algerter. There's a ball that gets deflected around. Cougars, for the most part in this first half, played some pretty good defense. I think this ball just skipping around as Mendaka has it again. He'll send it forward. It goes over everybody's head, and the flag is up. Pretty sure it'll be a throw-in for the Cougars with less than 19 to play here in our first half. Here's the left-footed kick. It'll sail over midfield, headed for Schlegel. He'll hit it off his shoulder. Will go over to the right, and then all the way back to the goalie Wick. Good pass to Strasser. And now it's 3-on-2. The Wildcats. Can they cut him off there? He will. It deflects, goes right to a Wildcat. Mendaka to the left side of Strasser. He's got it. Flag is up, offsides on the Wildcats. That was another good scoring opportunity for the Wildcats here. Over the last, 7 minutes, they've lived on the St. Francis side of the field. Schlegel tries to win that battle. They'll call a foul on him. And it'll go back to the Wildcats. Official over to talk to Mr. Schlegel. Mendaka from Salvador, Brazil. Schlegel behind everybody. If flag's up, he was definitely offsides. Still Algerter not being allowed into this match. No hurry right now for the Wildcats. They lead by 2. There's a handball by Strasser, so it'll go back to the Cougars. They trail by 2. 16:50 to play in our first half. And they'll go patiently here. Lopez up to take this kick. Left-footed kick. Once again, a lot of players to the far side for the Cougars. Here's a ball driven right into the box. Headed away by the Wildcats. Headed so far in the air that the defensive player looked upfield to see if he could get the ball forward to one of his offensive guys, but it's taken away by the Cougars as they look to turn this into some points here. In the box as Schlegel turns, fires it, deflects, goes over the crossbar. Can't tell if that's 10 or 18. Romo or Condor. And Algerter in along with number 7. Oliveira, he returns to the lineup. Hernandez out along with number 16. Jeremy Blades. Conti with it once again. He'll send it forward. Mendaka with it. He'll chip it over now to Strasser, and they'll go down the left side. And here's the ball sent into the box, looking for number 12. Goes off a couple players. Mendaka will control it, and I believe he loses it out of bounds. And it will go back to the Cougars. St. Francis will send it forward for Schlegel. And now good run down the right side, but the Cougars are going to get outrun on this one, and it's going to be sent out of bounds. And it'll be the Cougars' ball. A player will come from all the way on the near side, all the way to the far side to take this throw in. Generally, when you see that happen, that means the person that is going to throw this in has quite a toss. Here it comes, and it'll zing all the way into the box, headed away by number 4 for the Wildcats, Oliveira. It'll be another throw-in. This one once again goes over Oliveira. McClellan looked to get it, but he couldn't get it. It was sent out of bounds, and we'll see if it's a corner now. They'll say a corner from the right side out there. The number is very difficult to read on those white striped uniforms. I believe it's Lopez taking this kick. He's the lefty that's been doing a lot of the kicking. Into the box. McClellan had an opportunity at it. Missed it. It goes out of bounds, and that'll be a throw in from the near side. Actually, that was Romo that had a shot at it. And running all the way over to throw the ball in from this side. Looks like number 6. Here's a good ball now for the Cougars, but they lose control of it. And the Wildcats can go from left to right, but they'll lose it again at midfield. Here's a whistle. Be a free kick now, just on the other side of midfield. Number 24 getting ready to check in for the Wildcats. McComb, a junior forward from Dakar, Senegal. So Indiana Wesleyan with a very international team here tonight. There's number 20 with it. Yelm from Germany. I think I'd like to be a coach on the Wildcats team, the one that gets to go out and recruit in all these nice foreign countries. So Helm to throw it in. And a giveaway, and the Cougars have the ball. And then they'll give it right back to the Wildcats. And number 24 with it. Nice turn there. Quick shot to the far post. And just wide left as McComb comes right in and takes a shot. There's a headed ball that comes down on the other side of the field, controlled by the Cougars. And they might have to reverse field here. Then the ball kicked out of bounds. Goes completely out of the park. Here's a shot to the right side, and once again, looking for number 24. McComb, but just out of his reach. Clock ticks down to 10:30 to play in our first half. They're looking for McClellan and taken away by the Wildcats. Conti with it once again. Goals in this first half are from Conti at the 25:09 mark. In Mendonca at the 21:44 mark. And here's a left-footed shot, and it's good. McComb at the 9:54 mark. McComb gives a 3-0 lead to the Wildcats here in the first half. So McComb, like the microwave, Vinnie Johnson, former Detroit Pistons player, come in and be instant offense for the Wildcats here in this first half, and they've blown it open to a 3-0 lead here before halftime. McClellan with it once again. Lopez with it. Can he get it around one person? McClellan with it. He'll jump around one player. Got the goalie to beat, but there, right there is the goalie, Wick. So he comes out about 45 feet to take the ball away, and he'll look up and find Strasser, who will lose it but control it and take it back now to Glover. Tell you, Indiana Wesleyan does a great job of going right to left or left to right. Their quick turning of the field has probably resulted in all three of these goals. There's a giveaway, and McComb with another takeaway. Glover will let it roll, and he'll send it all the way back to his goalie with 8:50 to play in our first half. And once again, they'll go right to left. Here's the ball looking for McComb again, gets by him, and the goalie will take it away. He'll turn, throw it towards McClellan. He'll let it bounce, and now he'll start the offense for the Cougars. And the Wildcats with some more good defense as McComb comes up with this ball. He'll send it to Conti. The left foot. The Wildcats in no hurry. They'll go from the Cougar side back to their side of the field. And this ball knocked forward. Wildcats once again got some players in the box. Number 7 with a quick shot to the far post, but too far. And we'll have a sub coming in. Number 7 took the shot, Oliveira. Number 14 and 28, Isaiah Klein. And number 28, Garrett Trope. And the Cougars also with some subs here. Number 15 checks in. Graham Denny back into the match. And Denny will give it away. Algerter with it. And now he'll go to the left side. They'll let the ball settle, and they'll turn the corner now. Here's a left-footed boot through and sent out of bounds by the Cougars. So another chance for the Wildcats. Wildcats were looking for Oliveira on the throw-in, but the defense too much there, so they'll turn around and come back to their side of the field, and it'll be Glover with it. He'll dribble up the field and go to the right side. Trope will give it back to Glover. And back to Algerter. There's a run by the Wildcats, but too much defense as the defense is able to catch back up to it. Time of possession definitely in the favor of the Wildcats here in the first half. There's a giveaway. And then retaken by the Wildcats. What's happened a couple times on the giveaways is that after the Cougars steal it, they get out of position. And a quick transition by the Wildcats has led to a goal. There's a push in the back. No call, and I think it's going to be trying to see if that's Algerter running over there to take this kick. It is Algerter. He'll take the corner. Here's this kick. Goes into the box towards the near post and cleared away by the Cougars. And they'll look on the near side once again, but the ball will skip and go all the way to the goalie. Wick will settle it and give it to Conti. Glover with it, and he'll get a return pass. He'll look up. McComb over there once again. The ball will bounce off of 28. Trope. There's a throw in and headed back the other way by the Wildcats. I believe it might be number 15 doing these throw-ins. Actually 16. Smalley. Quick shot. Deflects off of the defensive player. Cougars have really only had maybe one decent scoring opportunity in the first half. Ball will sail into the bench and go right back to the Cougars with less than 3 to play here in our first half. Ball will go out of bounds and controlled by the Wildcats. There's a whistle. They'll call a foul on Cougars. I think the Wildcats would have been happy with the no call there. They had some numbers going forward. The whistle stopped. And just like in basketball, when you get a foul in the backcourt, when you got a good breakaway going on and the whistle blows and stops it, I'm pretty sure they would have taken that play without the whistle. Right side now to McComb. He'll try to turn the corner. Nope, he'll cut it back to the middle. He'll kick it into the box. There's an open player in there, and there's the goalie. Comes sliding in there and takes it away for the Cougars. I was wondering what we were hearing out there, and it's fireworks going off downtown Fort Wayne. Yeah, we don't have any baseball. Can you see them over there? You can see them right from here now. It's like, what is that noise? Celebration going on downtown Fort Wayne tonight. Clock will tick down towards 1 minute to play here in the first half. The Wildcats looking to score again. There's a tough tackle, a whistle. See if we get a card here. No card issued as of yet. 50 seconds to play here. Here's the boot. Low line drive. Headed away. That is not thunder you're hearing in the distance. Quick throw in with 28 seconds to play here in our first half. It's been all Wildcats since the 23-minute mark. Here's a free kick. They got to get lined up quick if they want to try this. 12 on the clock. Under 10. Here's a kick. Hits a bender in the middle, headed away. And that will do it for the first half here at Darcy Stadium. It's the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan 3, the St. Francis Cougars 0. We'll see how much time they're going to put on the clock for halftime. I would imagine probably 10 minutes is all they'll put on there since we did get started so late. The teams are headed to their, looks like the Cougars are headed to the locker room. 15 minutes on the clock here, so we'll take a timeout. And we'll be back in about 7 minutes to recap the first half. You're watching Cougars soccer from Darcy Stadium on the campus of the University of St. Francis.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout, and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to a normal workout, the burn comes within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play, reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Welcome back to the University of St. Francis. We're still at halftime here. We got about 3 minutes to go before the teams head back out on the field. It's been all Indiana Wesleyan in the first half. They lead 3-0. They got goals in the first half at the 23:09 mark from Sam Conti. He had a really nice goal where he got into the middle and took a quick shot and put it in the back of the net, and that gave the lead to Indiana Wesleyan. And then at the 21:44 mark, it was Felipe Mendonca from Salvador, Brazil. He scored a goal, and the assist to Conti on that one. And then at the 9:54 mark, Will McComb scored, and he quickly checked into the game, took one shot and was blocked, and then on the very next possession got the ball, got in the box, in the goal crease area, and put the shot to the far post, and it scored. And that's how the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats have a 3-0 lead here at halftime. Other games today in the Crossroads League, you had Bethel at Huntington North, Taylor at Grace, Mount Vernon traveled to Spring Harbor, and Goshen was at Marion today. Next time you'll have a Crossroads League action will be October the 10th, on a Wednesday. It'll be Huntington College coming to the University of St. Francis. Mount Vernon will travel to Bethel. Grace will head down to Indiana Wesleyan and Marion College will take on Taylor. All those games except for the USF game will start at 7 o'clock. Huntington and St. Francis will start at 4 p.m. right here at Darcy Stadium. The standings in the Crossroads League, Spring Harbor leading the way at 9-3 overall, 3-0 in conference play. Grace right behind them at 8-2-2, 2-0-1 in conference play. Grace and Spring Harbor both ranked in the national rankings. Spring Harbor checking in at 22 and Grace at 29. Grace is followed by Bethel College, who's 2-1 in conference play, 8-3-1 overall. Huntington College at 7-4-1, 2-1 in conference play. Goshen at 6-5-1. 1-1-1 in conference. St. Francis is right behind them at 5-2, 4-2, 4-5-2, 1-1 in conference. Marion University 5-4-1 on the season, 1-2 in conference. Mount Vernon at 5-4-3, 0-1-2 in conference. Indiana Wesleyan at 6-4-1. They're 0-2-1 in conference play, and then Taylor rounds out the Crossroads League at 3-7, 0-3 in conference play. We're ready to go once again here from Darcy Stadium. It will be the Wildcats starting us off once again with the ball. They're in the red uniforms, the white stripes. The Cougars in their white uniforms, blue stripes. And we are ready to go once again. Did the Cougars make some adjustments at halftime? They may have to put some more players forward to try to get some offense going. They only had maybe one legitimate scoring opportunity in the first half as Mendaka loses the ball. It'll go out of bounds to the Cougars. I think he wanted a foul there but didn't get it. Here's a throw-in, goes by everyone, goes to number 4, Oliveira. And the Wildcats will reverse the field. They'll come now to the near side to Oliveira. He'll turn with the left foot, kick it forward, goes off the head of a Cougar player. Conti looking for it, and a player slides right over the top of the ball. And a takeaway by the Cougs. Conti with it once again for the Wildcats. He's trying to send it forward for Strasser. He'll take a left-footed shot. It'll bounce off. And the whistle up. They said the ball went out of bounds, so it'll be a corner kick for the Wildcats. The goalie not able to get over there in time. It'll be Strasser to take this goal kick. Or excuse me, we'll take the corner kick here from the near side. Oliveira moving up into the box area. They'll bunch 6 people now. A couple of them will move towards the near post. Deflects, goes out of bounds off of the Wildcats, and it'll be a goal kick now for the Cougars. Number 20 for the Cougars, Hjelm, starts the second half. He was the intended target on that crosser there, but couldn't keep it in bounds. Hard to believe that Indiana Wesleyan 0-2-1 in conference play. They put on a clinic here tonight at possessing the ball. There's a handball, and it'll go back to the Wildcats. If you're just joining us, we got started a little bit late here tonight as Mother Nature did not cooperate with us. At about 6:30, a big thunderstorm, cluster of thunderstorms rolled into northeast Indiana, and it caused a slight delay of about 40 minutes. There's a header by Strasser that goes sailing out of bounds. So another scoring opportunity for the Wildcats. The storms went through. We waited about an extra 40 minutes. The teams were ready to go just about as soon as the officials got on the field, and we got started about 7:40 thereabouts, and that's why we're running just a little bit behind here tonight. Number 16 headed it that time. Blades. Not sure if he lost his shoe or what. He'll move off to the left side of the field. He did lose his shoe. He's holding his shoe in his left hand and running after the ball. Actually, it's more like, I think it's a headband or some type of protection. Some type of head protection. Looked like he had his shoe in his left hand running down the field. Ball's intended for Schlegel. He'll come over and pick it up now. And that'll be a dangerous play there by the Wildcats, and the ball will go back to the Cougars. Blades went with a little bit of a high foot there, and he gets called. This ball's sent towards the left side of the goalie, taken away by the Cougars. Now can they get some guys forward and maybe work the ball down the sideline for a corner kick? They'll reverse and go into the middle of the field, and now they'll have to go towards midfield. And a giveaway to the Wildcats. If they can get a left foot shot through here, they've got Conti back there. He'll slow up and he'll kick it to the backside, and it cleared away. It'll go to about midfield and go out of bounds. Strasser with it once again. He looks to turn the corner. Bounces off a Cougar, and it'll roll out of bounds and be a corner kick. Strasser will take it. Once again, Hernandez and Lopez will come up from their defensive spots, and Hernandez will go stand right in front of the goalie. There's a line drive headed back out. Conti will catch up to it. He'll turn, and now a ball will be sent towards the goalie. I don't know if the goalie might have lost that in the lights for a quick second. And now the Cougars look to turn defense into offense, but too many red shirts back there. And that ball rolls out of bounds. It'll go back to the Wildcats with just under 39 minutes to play here in our match from Darcy Stadium. Wildcats looking to score again. Nobody stops. Oh, he had a wide open Wildcat standing in the middle there. And I think they're going to say this was off of St. Francis. And a throw in. Blades there to take the throw in. Headed out of the box. A missed shot there, and now it'll come out to Schlegel. Blades around one player, elbow to the mouth. There's a crosser taken down, and a Cougar player took a shot to the face. Not sure if he got hit in the nose or the mouth. Caught an elbow as Blades went around him. Sub on the field, number 21 for the Cougars. Trent Taylor, a freshman from Carroll High School. This ball cleared out towards midfield. And now the ball will stay inbounds on the far side. But the Cougars are able to catch up to it, control it, and now they'll lose it. Nope, they'll get it right back. A little bit of sloppy play right now here early in our second half. Cougars with another chance, but it goes out of bounds. Top 10 in the NAIA right now. You've got William Carey from Mississippi, Oklahoma Wesleyan, Mobile, Hastings, Rio Grande. This ball trickles through. Can it catch up to it? Nope, it's still loose. There's a quick shot and a deflection. Conti will take the shot and score once again. We got a whistle on the field. We'll see if it's good. A player down. Conti with the second goal of the night at the 36-14 mark. Conti from Fredonia, New York. And a player still down on the field as the trainers will attend to him. It's number 16, Blades. He's up, and I believe a sub will come in for him. Number 7, Oliveira, up off the bench, and he'll replace, I believe, Blades. And Blades limping as he comes off the field. I think he was the guy that collided with the goalie on that play, and he took the worst of that. But Conti will score his second goal of the match at the 36-14 mark. Blades will limp over to the bench. So Schlegel will get us started once again with 36-14 to play. The official went over to check with the Wildcats. He did not realize that the substitute had already came on the field. So the Cougars with the ball once again. Oliveira with some good defenses. He checks in for Blades and knocks it out of bounds. I think if you're the Cougars, you want to just get a possession where you control it for maybe a minute and a half, and you get a decent look at the goal. There's a ball in the middle from Mendonca, and he's offsides as Conti looking for his second assist of the night. And now the goalie, he might have taken a shot there as and I'm pretty sure he got his hand stepped on. Even with those big, thick gloves, those cleats still hurt when they get there on your hand, especially the goalie, as Mendonca ran right into his hand. Looking for Schlegel to go over his head and be controlled by the Wildcats. That ball will roll out of bounds and go right back to the Cougars. Couple Cougars over there. Nobody knew who wanted it, so it'll go to Glover of the Wildcats, and he'll just kick it to the other side of the field. And we're going to have subs at the next whistle. And here's a giveaway. Oliveira with it once again. He's got some open room, takes a quick shot, deflects, and the goalie stops it once again. Braden Cone. Cone under assault here tonight as he's had tons of shots taken at him. And another giveaway as Oliveira will have it on our near sideline here. And kicked out of bounds by the Cougars. I'm not sure if it's a corner or if it's a throw, and it looks to be a corner. Oliveira over there to take this throw, and that's number 7, Glauber Oliveira. There's also a Douglas Oliveira. That's number 4. He plays more defense for the Wildcats. Here's a shot that'll go to the far post. Headed away, and another player takes a shot and down for the Cougars. Back by the goal, so the player laying down. He hasn't got up yet, so the Cougars will clear towards midfield. And now he's down again. He tried to run off the field, and now the officials have seen, I'm not sure who it is, but he tried to run towards the sideline and just went down. It looked like his leg gave out a little bit. And we have a stoppage in play, 33-25 to play. And they'll bring out the trainer to take a look at the injured player. I think it's the same player that took the elbow just not too long ago, so we'll see who it is. He's going to need an ice bath tonight and a couple ibuprofen for sure. I think he's rubbing his head. I think the two guys hit heads on the ball they were trying to head out of there. Usually a bad sign when you get up and run and fall down again. So we'll see who the injured player is here shortly. It looks like off the bench, number 22 will check in for the Cougars. Martinez into the lineup for the first time tonight. And the injured player will be heading over to the bench for the Cougars. All right, we'll try to get a number. It's a 1 and it's a good question. Nearly impossible to see on that jersey. Whoever it is has the captain's logo on his jersey. It's either 18 or 16. Smalley or Condor. One or the other. Those uniforms blend together with those numbers, and it's very hard to see. And yeah, I think he took a pretty good shot to the back of his head. And we are underway once again. They have the need to start the clock. There it goes. About a 30-second difference there as Oliveira will have it once again. He'll look to send it into the middle. A quick play out of the box now. A couple players run into each other, and Conti will let it settle. He's looking for Oliveira and taken away by the Cougars. Really the big difference, I do a lot of high school soccer, and the biggest difference I can tell you, other than the quality of play here, is the amount of communication going on the field by both teams. McClellan, can he keep it in bounds? He cannot, it'll sail out of bounds. Number 9 checking in here shortly, and a new goalie for St. Francis. Looks like number 1, Kyle Murray, the sophomore from Bluffton, Indiana. He's going to check in and be the new goalie. And number 9 will check in. Bucaram, he'll check in. He's a junior from Ecuador. And number 8 will check in once again for Indiana Wesleyan. That's Tony Algerter, as Oliveira will have it. And knocked out of bounds by the Cougars. Indiana Wesleyan really doesn't lose a beat when the subs come in. Here comes our new goalie. Scone will take a break here, and number 1 for the Cougars, Murray, will check in. Stands 6'2", just a sophomore from Bluffton, Indiana. Played at Norwell High School. Oliveira will turn and kick it to Conti, and he'll try to give it to Strasser, but it'll go over to Glauber Oliveira. And this ball's sent out of bounds. 31 minutes to play here in our match. The Wildcats will control on the far side. They'll bring it up midfield, and a little miscommunication there by the Wildcats as one player was coming the other direction. And they'll send it all the way back to Wick. The goalie for the Wildcats, Andrew Wick, a senior, 6'1", played his high school ball right here in Fort Wayne at Concordia High School. There was a handball not called, so they'll let them play on. The Cougars will keep control. And it'll be kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in on the far side. Whistle, we have a sub coming in for the Wildcats. Number 3, Jacob Borden, a sophomore defenseman, stands 5'8", 140 from the U.S. Virgin Islands, from Mont Verde Academy. I believe Mount Verde is in California. And there's a quick turnover, and now the Cougars will have it. And now a chance for the Cougars as they're going to get some players forward. Here's a good opportunity for them. There's a ball sent to the near side. McClellan onside. He'll turn, fire at the far post, and miss. So a first really good opportunity for the Cougars comes just under the 30-minute mark in the second half. Ball will sail out to midfield and be headed back by the Cougars. Hernandez will send it forward and then chipped out of there by the defense of the Cougars. And Conte comes up with a loose ball and he's looking for Oliveira. Oliveira gets flattened. His left knee bent backwards. It was right in front of us. And a Cougars player just hit knee to knee and his went backwards. See if Oliveira can run this off, or will Luke Sanford send in another sub here. Yeah, I think Oliveira's going to have to come off. He'll stay on the field, and he'll take off running after the loose ball with one good leg. Oh, and he gets flattened again. Ball's knocked out of bounds off of number 4, Douglas Oliveira. There's a nice little heel kick there. Out of bounds. Throw in for the Cougars. And now the Wildcats look to counter. They'll come to the near sideline to Oliveira. Then to Algarter, over to Conti. Conti now all the way to the right side. This is what the Wildcats did in the first half. They'd start on one side and rotate the ball as McComb has it once again. He's defended over there. A little bit of pushing there going on between those two. It'll roll out of bounds and it'll be a throw in. If you're a college football fan of the little round ball, the leather one, here's a chance again as a ball, loose ball in the middle and score. Wow, the 3 players all run into each other right in front of the goal. We'll see who that goal went to. It might be Strausser. I believe it is. It's either Algarter or Strausser that just got the goal. They look exactly alike, about the same height. We'll see who just came off. I know that's not the one that scored. That's McComb. It was number 8 with the goal at the 26:47 mark. And that was Tony Algarter. And now once again, they look to score again. Algarter with it again. Number 3 will control it this time. That's Borden. He'll go in the middle to Conti. Conti turns, gives it back to Border. Good tackle there and defense by the Cougars. They trail 5-0 here with 26:10 to play. Hernandez with it. Here's a quick ball sent forward. It'll be chipped to Oliveira. Glauber, he'll send it in the middle. It'll be a corner kick. If that ball's not deflected out of bounds, that would have been another goal, because there were 2 red jerseys running right down the middle wide open. Mendaka, one of them, once again looking for his second goal. And they won't send it in. They'll just quickly set it up now to Oliveira. Ooh, he fakes, takes a left-footed shot. It'll go all the way across and be controlled by Indiana Wesleyan, as they've done a very good job of controlling them just about every time they've had the ball tonight. Cleared away by the Cougars. Can they get some offense going? This ball will go all the way back to the goalie and sent towards midfield to Douglas Oliveira. Like I was saying, if you are a college football fan, tonight the Notre Dame Fighting Irish playing at Virginia Tech. They lead 10-3 in that college football game. Here's the ball sent to the near side. Nobody there. That'll go out of bounds and a turnover back to the Wildcats. Borden to Conti and taken away by the Cougars. There's a good ball sent down the right side. A good run now and kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Whistle, we've got a sub. Could be number 24, yes. 24 into the lineup for the first time tonight for. So we don't even have a number or name for that young man. Number 24. This ball cleared out. It'll be settled and a quick shot. Saved by the goalie Wick. Algarter with it again. He's got a goal tonight. He'll turn and go to the right side. Conti with it. He'll go in the middle now to Oliveira. So Oliveira's moved from in the side to in the middle. Algarter will just send it forward to Conti. He'll catch up to it. And we have the flag up on the far side. Under 23 minutes to play here in our second half. A couple players run into each other. The call following Hernandez. The ball will go back to the Cougars. Number 12 into the lineup. Woodruff. And it looks like number 15, Graham Denny, will check back in. And now the official will not allow the subs to come in. Here's a shot headed out of there. Can the Cougars control and get a chance at a shot there? No, a couple players run into each other. Now Oliveira will control it for the Wildcats. And now Conti right in the middle, and they look to counter. And can they get around the corner here? Keeps wanting to take that shot, but he's stopped. And a takeaway by the Cougars. Whistle. Ball controlled once again by the Wildcats. They're on the far side. They'll come into the middle of Algarter. He'll let it go in. It'll go over to Conti. Quick shot to the far post. And it'll go out of bounds. And now the subs will come in. Denny will check in along with number 12, Woodruff. There's a whistle. They'll call a push in the back, and quickly the ball sent forward by the Wildcats. They look to try to get another goal. Tried to get it to Conti. He was streaking through there, but no dice, and the ball goes back out to midfield. Under 20 minutes to play here in our second half. Mendonca with it once again, and he takes a quick shot. Goes sailing well over the goal. Subbing, another sub comes in for St. Francis. Number 4, Juan Franco Lopez from Veracruz, Mexico, into the lineup. We're going to get some more subs here shortly for Indiana Wesleyan. Number 14 up off the bench. He's going to check in. Isaiah Klein. And number 14, or excuse me, number 12, Gabe Guasada. Ball will roll out of bounds on the far side. I think it'll be a throw-in now for the Cougars. That ball goes out of bounds once again. It's a quick throw-in. Not able to control it are the Cougars. Whistle. They're going to call a foul, and it's going to go back to the Cougars. Here's a left-footed kick, high towards the goalie, and he'll catch it. And you hear the players for Indiana Wesleyan yelling switch. Strasser now to Mancata, over to Conti. He thought number 12 was behind him. I believe that's Blades that's back out on the field. Yeah, 16 back out on the field, Blades. And 14 will check in. Klein and number 12. Guasada, he'll check in. Oliveira coming out. Oliveira, ooh, here's a call and another whistle, and the ball will go back to the Cougars. Mendonca out once again for the Wildcats. Loose ball around midfield, stepped around as Algerter. He'll turn. Good fancy footwork. Gets around one guy, takes a quick left-footed shot towards the far post, and it goes wide right. Just missed. Algerter already on this night, the night, has a goal at the 26-46 mark of the first. Here in the second half. Goals tonight by the Wildcats thus far. You've got Algerter with 1, McComb with 1, Mendonca with 1, and Sam Conti with 2 goals, 1 in each half. There's a player taken down, and it's a whistle, and the ball will go back to the Wildcats. Strasser wanted a handball, but the Cougars come up with it. They'll try to send it forward. And taken away by Strasser. He'll step around a couple guys. And they'll lose it once again right back to St. Francis. And then St. Francis gives it right back to them. Conti with it on the left side. Good defense there. And clear back onto the Wildcat side. They'll send it back to their goal. I think the ground's gotten really slick out there again. That ball just took one quick skip and went right to the goalie. Klein will control now for the Wildcats. Over to Conti and deflected away by the Cougars. And now a chance for Oliveira. He'll catch up to it. It'll bounce around him, go towards the in line, out of bounds, and they'll say a corner. See if Oliveira takes it. He will. Whistles. We've got subs coming in. Looks like maybe Schlegel checking back into the lineup. The other young man, there he goes. He'll take it off now. I think that was the guy that got hit in the head earlier. We've said it before. We think it's either 16 Smalley or number 18 Condor. Conti getting a break. Much deserved break. He has 2 goals tonight. He's done a nice job in the midfield for the Wildcats. Here's the boot. Goes over everybody's heads. It'll sail all the way over to Strasser. He thinks he's going to take a quick shot. It'll go left and out of bounds, and now we'll have a corner from the near side. And Oliveira will go all the way from the right side to the near side now, and he'll take this corner with 13:15 to play in our match. Looks like they might just whistle here. Oliveira's boot goes sailing through and taken away by the Cougars. And the Wildcats will reset their offense. Through the legs of McComb. I think that's who that was over there. McComb went right through his legs and out of bounds. Oh, they had a whistle there, so it'll be a free kick. And quickly they start it and give it right back to the Cougars. Thank our sponsor tonight, Parkview Sports Medicine. This ball will roll almost, they will let it roll all the way out of bounds. More subs coming in as Mendonca, I think he talked his way back into the match. He wasn't happy that he got taken out, and he'll come back in. I think number 24 is going to return too. That's McComb. He has a goal tonight. Oliveira checks out. So both Oliveira's on the bench for the Wildcats. Mendonca really quickly gets the ball, sends it toward the goalie. He was looking for Strasser. And a poorly thrown in ball there by the goalie. And headed forward by the Cougars, and then they give it right back to the Wildcats. Seems like the entire night the Wildcats have had an extra player on the field. Able to turn the corner through there, skipped off a couple players. That was number 14 who had it, Isaiah Klein. Whistle on the field, and they'll give it back. Isaiah Klein, a defenseman, stands 5'11". He's from St. Louis, Missouri, as McCombs will head towards midfield, and he'd like to check in once again. I think we had another handball over there on the far side. 10:40 to play in our match. Looks like the Cougars today in sports are going to go 1-2. The football team took a loss today at Concordia Ann Arbor as they were beaten in a low-scoring game, 7-3, up in Ann Arbor. So the Cougars 2 straight losses with the football program. The volleyball team, however, they got a big win today over the Taylor Trojans at the Hartzell Center as they took down the Trojans in 4 sets, lost set number 2, and then took control of sets 3 and 4 late. Here's the ball in the middle, punched away, and a whistle blows. Dangerous play there as the goalie ran into another play. I think it was Mendonca who he ran into. But the Cougars lady volleyball team on a 2-game losing streak take care of business today. They got some pretty good all-around play from all of their hitters. Ann Clark had a big night. D'Agostino also had a very good game today, playing in the middle for the Cougars as they win in 4 sets, and they improve, I believe, to 21-5 on the season, 10-3 in conference play. And a chance for the Cougars now. This about as far down the field as they have been. There's a crossing ball in the middle. It'll make it through to Schlegel. Can he get a shot off? Left-footed shot. Can't get much on it. And now I believe Wick and a goalie for Indiana Wesleyan, he took a shot there. He went down. Him and another player crashed into each other. It was number 24 in there for the Cougars. That's the player we do not have a number for. And now the Cougars look to try to get some offense going here. Near side. Here's a shot that'll sail over the goal and out of bounds. I believe they're going to say that went off of, nope. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're going to say it went off of the Wildcats. We've got more subs coming in. Both subs want to get in the match, and they got their arms up. Number 5 and 3 for the Cougars. Number 3, Colin Barker, a senior from Louisville, Kentucky. And number 5, Nick Keisha from Glen Williams, Ontario. And we're ready to go once again. McClellan will take a seat. Here's the ball that'll go through. And a couple players get tangled up in the box, and they'll say some pushing going on now. Not sure who the guilty parties were, but there was some pushing going on down there, and somebody came in and separated them. A couple players ran into each other. Getting a little bit chippy here in the last 8 minutes. Looks like we'll have another sub coming in for the Cougars. And McComb's back in for the Wildcats. Here's a kick by Wick. I believe it was number 14 in there mixing it up for the Cougars. Colantino. This ball will come down just before midfield, bounce over a defensive player, so the Cougars have an opportunity to come up with it. Tell you, the Wildcats do a good job with their body to block out the other team. Quite a few times it's happened. And quickly shot towards midfield to come to a whistle on the field. And they're saying the ball back to the Wildcats. So McComb trying to get back into the game. Looks like Oliveira's got a yellow jersey. He'll head over and sub back in. 5:50 to play here in our match as number 12 will take this kick. That's Gabe Quesada, and he'll kick it towards the near side. It'll go out of bounds and back to the Cougars. He was looking for Klein. Here's a ball that deflects and caroms right over to the Wildcats. And they'll send it to the near side to Klein. And he's tripped from behind and goes down. I think that was Sam Schlegel right in front of him, number 12 with the foul. That was Woodruff, who just checked in a couple minutes ago. And we've got a whistle on the field. Looks like a sub coming in. Couple subs. 32? Is there a 32? No. It looks like 32. 72? Yeah, there's an Alejandro Renteria. He'll check in. Renteria from Anderson, Indiana. Oliveira back into the lineup as well. So you got standing out the ball, you've got Algerter and you have Mendaka. The wall lines up. Got to be about 10 yards away. 3 Wildcats go to the far side, and now they'll send one right in front of the wall. Here's a boot over the goal. It curled, but just too high. .4:55 to play. They can start that clock. And the clock rolls once again. Sub now. McComb on. Murray will get play started once again. And a takeaway. Quick shot. Sails into the parking lot. Souvenirs for somebody. Sam Schlegel to control the ball here. He's playing on defense right now. He was playing as a striker earlier. And now a giveaway. McComb once again. McComb once again off the bench and right away making his presence felt. And the Wildcats will get the ball and they will start and go back from their left to their right. Kick it back to Wick. He'll look for Hernandez. And to the near side. Oliveira with it once again. That's Glauber Oliveira, and he'll get it to Girder. Algerter loses it. Good tackle there. And now down the right sidelines, but it'll sail out of bounds, looking for McComb once again. Whistle on the play, a foul. Ball to the Cougars. 3 minutes to play in their match. It's been pretty much all Indiana Wesleyan tonight. 3 goals in the first half and 2 here in the second half, and they have controlled the ball on the St. Francis Cougar side of the field for the majority of the night. Cougars really tonight only with 2 decent scoring opportunities. Here's a good ball sent up the left side to Strasser. He'll catch up to it. Oh, nope. Can't catch up to it, and it goes out of bounds. There's Murray's kick. And headed back by the Wildcats. And Schlegel will kick it forward and kick it right off of one of his own guys. So he hit number 15, Denny, right in the back, and it goes out of bounds, throwing on the near sideline by Oliveira. Oliveira and Mendaka not on the same page on that, so it'll be a throw-in. 2 minutes to play. And a goal by Mendaka as he scores his second of the night at 1:53. So Mendaka was able to talk his way back into the game with about 7 minutes to go, it pays off. He gets his second goal of the night. .148 to play. And cleared away by the Cougars. And they look to counter again. Here comes Oliveira right in the middle of the field. He'll look up to Mendaka. He's looking for the hat trick now. Steps around one player and gives it up. And this ball knocked away and out of bounds. Going off of a Cougar, so it'll be a corner kick. Oliveira will run over and take this corner. No, it looks like an Algerter also running over there as well. One minute to play here from Darcy Stadium. Can Mendaka get his third goal of the night? Sails through, hits a Cougars player and deflects away from the goalie. Out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in. 50 seconds to play. Oh, Mendaka has a chance here. He's in there, sends it to Strasser. Good block by the goalie. And cleared away. Indiana Wesleyan looking for the shutout tonight. Indiana Wesleyan's next match will be on Wednesday night. Indiana Wesleyan will take on Grace at the University of Indiana Wesleyan, and that will be at a 7 o'clock. Grace will travel down from Winona Lake. They'll take on the Wildcats at 7 in Marion. For St. Francis, they'll also play on Wednesday night. They will play they'll play Huntington College right here at USF at 4 p.m. and that will do it. 6-0. Our match will take a quick 1-minute timeout, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up here from Darcy Stadium. You're watching college soccer live from Darcy Stadium.
Taught me years ago. Do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
We're back live here at Darcy Stadium for the final time as Indiana Wesleyan goes on the road and beats the St. Francis Cougars 6-0 tonight here at Darcy Stadium. They got goals tonight, one from Tony Algerter, they got one from Will McComb, and then they got a pair of goals from Felipe Mendaka and 2 goals from Sammy Conti here in this match against St. Francis. Once again, St. Francis will play Wednesday night at home. They'll take on Huntington College. That match will start at 4 p.m. For Indiana Wesleyan, they will be home Wednesday night. They'll take on Grace. That match will start at 7 p.m. So that will do it here from Darcy Stadium. Thank you for watching tonight. Your final score, 6-0, Indiana Wesleyan over St. Francis. For my cameraman and my technical person tonight, I'm Ryan Dellinger, and you've been watching college soccer live from the University of St. Francis.
Taught me years ago. Do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far. So they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Blood flow restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the third rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see everywhere, and you don't see very many places in Indiana at all.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
This is the first time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Parkview Sports Medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.